What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. The relationship between Future and Young Thug has been a bit weird to say the least. They haven't exactly gotten along like all the time. Like they've been cool, then they had problems, and then they patched it back up. Plus, why feud when you can fuse together your fan bases, which are very strong, and turn that into dollar signs? That is exactly what this duo decided to do with a new collaboration project titled Super Slimey. So there's a question that I want to ask you guys, and I'll answer it at the end of this review as well. I want to know, do you feel like this is just a great moment rather than a great album, or is Super Slimy a great album in addition to being a great moment? So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now let me talk about my favorite songs, the first being Paddock Water featuring Offset. So what is Paddock, you might be asking? Well, a quick Google search will show that it is a very expensive watch brand. Seriously, I googled it and like the first couple things that popped up were like the shopping images and the price. Oh man, I have felt like my bank account was calling me like, look, you do not have enough to buy a $20,000 watch. Please close the tab right now. I was just like, man, that's crazy. And it's crazy to me that there's still all these expensive brands that rappers are still like introducing that we haven't heard of. You feel like at some point we've heard it all, but here we have a new brand that I'd never heard of. I mean, I'm not saying that they're the first to acknowledge this brand, but I never heard it prior, unless it was like in passing, small, or something of the sort. With this song, I really like how Offset is like just going off. I feel like Migos as solo artists really shine a little bit better. And I'll tell you why. I think that Migos, they're very similar. And so when you have all three of them on there, it's almost like it's not as special. So when you have Offset or Quavo or Takeoff, anybody from the Migos on a guest feature, they tend to stand out because you have nobody doing the flow like them, nobody doing the ad-libs like them, and so this song really works because of that. Also, Young Thug drops a Ric Flair watch reference because he's just an excellent human being. Seriously, I get so amused at Young Thug's wrestling references. And you know, Ric Flair back in the day used to have the mean, shiny Rolexes all the time, just stunting on everybody. My other favorite song is called Group Home. How can you not put a song that begins with Young Thug saying this on the list? His opening lines are, I cheated on my fears, yeah. I broke up with my doubts, yeah. Got engaged with my faith, yeah. And now I'm marrying my dreams, yeah. That is like motivational right there. And pretty much the first reason why I put this on my list. Now, besides that little intro, I feel like Future spits his hardest verse on Super Slimy on Group Home. I think it's a combination of his lyrics and the fact that his voice is just full of pain. Like it sounds so raspy and gravel-like, and you can just hear like it's a difference from everything else on the album, but it's still Future. And I think Future does a really good job at being able to like project like the pain that he has in his heart in some verses like this. I'm listening to the last 8 bars or so of Future's verse, and he's telling this story, and it really reminded me of like something Gucci Mane would say. And it got me thinking, because I just finished reading the autobiography of Gucci Mane, how dope would it be if Future one day writes a book like similar? I feel like Future will have a storied career enough to be able to justify having an autobiography, in the future. Not necessarily right now. He's still going and going and going. But down the road, I would love to see that. I pretty much want autobiographies in hip-hop a lot more than we get now. My two honorable mentions are No Cap and Real Love. Pretty much for the sake of them just being two other dope records on here. I really like Thug's melodic hook on Real Love, and so that is probably the reason why I included it in the honorable mention section. Here's a critical moment. I always wonder if it's fatigue that I'm feeling when I don't necessarily like a Future or Young Thug project as much as another one. I always wonder that because they do put out a lot of music, and this release is technically their third project of the year. Future put out 2 albums earlier in the year. Thug had Beautiful Thugger Girls, and most recently his Young Martha EP with DJ Carnage. And so Thug's put out a lot less music than Future, but at the same time, you're still getting a lot of them in a year. And with Super Slimey, I just feel like after this review, I had to ask myself this question. Am I going to revisit this? Am I going to be listening to this project after I finish this review, upload it, and it's out there for everybody to watch? And I feel like in my gut, I just don't know that I will be. Now, I'm not saying that to say that Super Slimey is bad at all, because it's not. But at the same time, even the songs that I like are a few notches below great, which is still good, don't get me wrong, because being a little bit below great is still above being good. So this is good music, but I think at the same time, having Young Thug and Future team up together, it creates these unreal expectations that a lot of collaboration albums fail to capture. You're not going to get a Watch the Throne. For every Watch the Throne, you'll get like an Omarion Bow Wow Face Off type of album. Something that you don't even remember happened until someone brings it up. And let's not forget, Future already did a collaboration album with Drake, What a Time to Be Alive, and that turned into a really big moment. It led to a lot of sales and a lot of people talking about it for a couple weeks, but that was pretty much it. I don't know anybody that's really talking about What a Time to Be Alive today, and that was only 2 years ago. So I don't know if this project is going to be able to withstand the test of time when it comes to the discography of Future and Young Thug. Young Thug and Future are two of the biggest names in Atlanta right now, as well as in hip-hop in general, so they didn't need to do this project together. They wanted to. They wanted to team up and create something for their fans. Super Slimey has a few bangers on it that I personally like, and I can already see that the hype for this project and people enjoying it is expectedly through the roof. For me, though, I look at it more as this will be a great moment rather than a great album. So those are my thoughts on Future and Young Thug's collaboration album titled Super Slimey. After you listen to this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.